Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So a few of you have asked me how to become a refugee in Chile. Actually, the process here is very easy and I will explain it to you now in this video. A quick reminder, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and hit the like button if you're gonna like the video. You can apply to the refugee visa right when you come to Chile on the passport control. Just say, oh, I want to come here as a refugee, when they will ask you why you're coming to Chile. Or you can come to country as a tourist and apply to the refugee visa already here in Chile. If you're gonna do it inside the country, remember that the main office they have in Santiago. They do have other offices in other big cities, but the main one is in Santiago, so it's easier if you come here and apply in the city right away. You need to come to Departamento de Extranjería y Migraciones, that is located on the street San Antonio 580 on the 3rd floor. There is no online application for the refugee status in Chile. You can do it only in person. Because if you remember, I have been talking about other types of visa and they're mostly online, plus most of them are from the outside of the Chile. Well, no, if you want to be a refugee in the country, you can do it only in person. To this San Antonio 580, you need to come with your passport and with a paper that you received entering Chile. This paper is called Tarjeta Única Migratoria. By the way, this paper is very important when you come into Chile. Do not lose it. I have passed this center for migrants a couple of times and there are a lot of people. So make sure to come either early in the morning or already when the first wave of the immigrants is going away. When you go to the San Antonio on the 3rd floor, you don't have to wait in line for all the people who are there. People say that you just need to ask a guard where is the place that you apply for the refugee. And that's it. There you need to show your passport, this piece of paper that you got when you entered Chile. And they're gonna give you an application to fill in. You can fill this application either there on place or at home and then come the other day to bring the filled in application. Also, when you bring in this application, you need to bring your passport and the copy of all the pages of your passport where you have stamps. While applying there in application, inside the form of the application, you will have to explain the reasons why exactly did you choose Chile, why you cannot go back to your home country, and all of this you have to fill in Spanish. The process of visa will begin immediately if your application is okay, and it's more like formally okay, not reason behind it okay. And in approximately 10 days, you will receive your visa Temporaria. Temporaria is basically the permit to live and to work in the country. This Temporaria will act for now as the normal one, as the one that people get when they just come to Chile to live without asking for the refugee status. And with this paper that you receive, it's probably going to be on your email, or if you don't have an email, it will come to your physical address. With this paper, you can take an hour in PDI and you will get your Cedula. Cedula being the ID, Chilean ID. It's a plastic card and there you're going to have that you are, like your nationality, yes, that you are a foreigner, and when will it end. So for how long do you get this Temporaria? Temporaria you will get for 8 months and you can go online and renew it every 8 months. The normal, so to say, Temporaria is usually for 1 year and after that you can apply for Definitiva. Here with the refugee status, the process is a little bit different. So every 8 months you can apply for new Temporaria and you can update it. And with this Cedula that you will get, the Chilean ID, you can already go find a work, you can open the bank account in the bank, so you can be almost like a full citizen of Chile, almost. The most important thing is that you will be able to work with this visa, so the government will not give any financial help to refugees, because they say like, we give you this visa, you can work, we don't need to give any other help. After that, at some moment, you will be asked to go to the interview if you are planning to stay in Chile for longer and you want to apply for Definitiva. Also, one more important thing about applying for refugee status, you need to have a responsible for you Chilean person. It can be somebody with a Chilean passport, Chilean residency, that will say that I will take this person to my house, I will provide him with shelter and with basic first needs. Without this kind of person, you cannot apply to the refugee, because then they will have a lot of questions. Why did you choose Chile if you have nobody here and you're coming, for example, from far away, like some of the people from Russia, from Ukraine and Belarus are coming to Chile now. Keep in mind that both application, interview and all the questions are going to be in Spanish, so of course it's better if you know some Spanish. At first, you will not be able to explain yourself in English, but when you come later to the interview, then you will get a translator. Yeah, so the beginning phases until you get your Temporaria is all in Spanish. Be prepared for that. Also, while you have your Temporaria and you applied for the refugee status, you need to inform every single time you leave the country. After having Temporaria, if you decided that Chile is the country for you to live, then you can apply for Definitiva. Definitiva is the next step to get a Chilean passport. Definitiva is already for longer years, it's for like 5 years, and you have more privileges with it. So what has to happen for you to obtain this Definitiva? Your country still has to be in the state for you impossible to come back. And it has to be proven somehow, based on the reason why you live in the country. The interview is about 2.5 hours, and only you are going to be allowed there. So you cannot get your relatives, your Chilean friends, nobody. You will be provided a translator, and this is going to be a very detailed interview. You will have a group of people, like a committee, who will ask you about your past, how you lived in your country, what happened to your country, why exactly you cannot go, what were you doing there, which of your actions were against what is happening now in the country, did you participate in war if there was a war in the country you are fleeing, and so on. So it's going to be a very detailed interview, and they will ask you for a very solid ground for you to be in Chile. Make sure to prepare your speech in Spanish or English, and it has to be extremely convincing for them to say, yes, you cannot go back to your country and Chile is the perfect place for you. So here you go, there is your Definitiva, stay with us for longer. Here there's one difficulty. If you will get rejected Definitiva, you will have to leave the country within 30 days. However, if you don't want to apply for Definitiva, you can renew your Temporaria every 8 months online without any questions. So applying for Definitiva, you're always taking a risk, but of course, if you're a real refugee, and you have very strong reasons why you cannot come back to your country, then no issues. Go for this interview, prepare yourself well, and you will have no issues. You will become soon an owner of Definitiva. So as you can see, from applying for the refugee status to getting your Temporaria and your Chilean ID, it's going to pass about 10 days, 2 weeks max. So it's very fast, the process, and you will be able to apply for a job after you get the ID, which is like a very perfect, a pretty easy process as far as I can tell. And I know that there are a lot of Ukrainian, Belarusian and Russian people who have applied recently, and they are living now in Chile, working without any issues. These are all the details that I have about applying for the refugee status in Chile. If you have any more questions, definitely write me in the comments and I will try to find more information for you. Also, if you're interested in any other topic, I would gladly make another video. So make sure to subscribe and I'll see you next time.